onto a more electronic synthesized musical idea. I'll play what I've got so far. Let's take a look at the ES2 synthesizer. The reason this sounds as it does is because the envelope 2 attack is slow. Let me show you what it sounds like faster. So I'm going to slow it back down. So this is routed to the frequency of the cutoff frequency on the filter. And we're going to be doing more in synthesis later on in the lesson. I've got another synth over here. I've got an idea that I want to lay down, but I want to spice it up a little bit. Let me show you the rough idea. Something like that, but I'm going to chop it up in a sort of Timberland gated style. So let's see how we can do that. We've got a hi-hat on a separate channel here. What I need to do is to feed signal from a hi-hat into a noise gate. And the noise gate is basically going to provide the chopping. So on the gated synth, let's drop down here, dynamics, I'm going to go to noise gate. And on the right hand side of the noise gate, you've got a sidechain section. This is basically ready to receive signal. The hi-hat, I'm going to go to the sends. I'm going to go to a bus and go to a free bus, number 14 will do. I'm going to click on the mouse and rotate the send level. So we're going to go up to 0 dB, so we get a copy of the audio information on this channel strip sent to another. So over here on bus 14, I'm going to name this. So gate SC. And I'm going to make sure we don't hear this. We don't want to double up, so I'm going to say no output. We only want the signal to be running through the gate. So up to the gate, drop down, bus 14, and that's the input. So let's just have a listen. We might need to tweak this. Let's see how it goes. That's sounding good as a basis for what I'm going to do. I'll give you a couple of tweaks in a minute. Let me get this down. So I'm going to record it in. Let me get in there and fine tune that. I'm not 100% happy with that. Let's just have a look. Let's quantize it first. So selecting all, going to go just to straight 16s. Firstly, the first note was too long. Same with this one here. Let's shorten this one. This one, let's bring it down lower. I think the second portion is actually working out better for me. There we go. So let's take away this. Just going to cut this, in fact, to make it nice and tidy. All of this composition style stuff is something that you're going to see in the next series of videos with Paul Waller. So it's good to see people working and doing the composition, and you're going to get to see quite a lot of that in 6 videos that we've got from Paul. So back onto this. Let's just double check that. That's working nicely. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to fine tune the release here. So this is adding a little bit of a fade down. It's not going to be so abrupt with the volume chops. Just to show you, if I extend that, it's totally losing the vibe. So let's bring it a bit shorter. And if you're finding when you're actually doing this that you're not getting the nice choppy amount, just adjust the threshold up and down until you get the right result. Let me just show you a comparison. Threshold's too high. Let me bring it down. And this is because the velocity on the hats varies. Just going to extend the release just a little bit here. that's working really nicely for me there. So I'll just color this to make it match the rest of it. And just something else, you know, to do with the routing I want to show you. I set up a reverb, a long reverb, and that's what you're hearing on the synth. So look, let's bring the hi-hat back. So the send is from the synths. The synths are routed into bus 12. So bus 12 is both synths. Sending into bus 13, which has got the platinum verb with a long reverb time. Under normal circumstances that would clutter the mix, but I've set up a compressor with a sidechain in from bus 11. So when I put the beats on, what it does is it reduces the volume of the reverb and has that nice pulsing kind of effect. So you can download the Logic project and take a look at that, and you'll be able to see that in action. So a couple of things there. Really getting that nice kind of contemporary electronic synth vibe, not just in the actual choice of the sounds and the playing, but actually in the processing of the sounds as well.